Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, and as always, sitting across from me, my co-host Aaron Coe.
Howdy.
Today is Wednesday, September, I believe, 16th.
Yes.
Episode 24, 23, 24, one of them.
We're in the 20s
Yeah,
somewhere.
we're in the 20s somewhere. By the way, we're over. Yeah, we're over. Oh no, we're almost half a year worth of episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is like crazy.
it is crazy.
I
Yeah.
didn't. It doesn't feel like that.
No, feels like we just started this.
Yeah.
Probably looks like we just started it too.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. So a lot of exciting things going on, especially obviously with the NFL and the NBA and the MLB and the NHL all happen at the same time.
Sportsgasm, baby.
Yeah, sportsgasm. Usually this happens like one weekend a year or something,
Right.
but it's like basketball no one cares about, and also hockey no one cares about, and early in the season football. Whereas, it seems like everything kind of matters right now. So,
Yeah, for sure.
um, yeah, you know, um, in I guess other big news regarding football, really great news. Big Ten football is coming back on October 24th. I think they definitely jumped the gun on saying they weren't going to play,
Yes.
because obviously they did, because testing developments, like, we knew things were happening, we knew improvements were being made, we knew science was happening. So it was weird. It was always weird to us that they canceled it, but it's just great that they're coming back, and now it's like we're just waiting on what is the Pac-12 gonna say. Also, by the way, subscribe, buy his ebook on Amazon, hardcover on lulu.com. That's what I was going to say when I was kind of blanking there for a sec. Yeah, so we're kind of waiting just to see what the Pac-12 says. Well, I mean, they actually have said something, but we're waiting to see, I guess, further developments as to, what they're going to do. I just need to go to my DMs real quick where you sent me a message. Yeah, okay, here it is. So, if you can't read it, it says, at this time, our universities in California and Oregon do not have approval from state or local public health officials to start the contact practice. We are hopeful that our new daily testing capability can help satisfy public health official approvals in California and Oregon to begin contact practice and competition. We are equally closely monitoring the devastating fires and air quality in our region at this time. We are eager for our student athletes to have the opportunity to play the season as soon as it can be done safely and in accordance with public health authority approvals. Okay, so no news, pretty much, was what I read from that.
Yeah.
Although just the fact that they are even saying, like, we're trying, I guess, is a step in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I think it sounds like Oregon will come around pretty quickly. And they don't have Oregon's not a real state, and
Yeah.
and Portland's not a real city, so they don't have an NFL team
Mm-hmm.
like real places do. But so they don't have a model really. But what I don't understand, well, California, okay, for those of you who the fuck Inslee crowd and the
Yeah.
our state politicians and our city politicians are idiots, and hey, a lot of times I'm there with you. Man, California.
It's a little rough there.
This is
Yeah.
a well-oiled machine compared to California.
Yeah, it's a little rough in Cali.
It's a mess.
I say a little rough. It's a lot rough.
It's a lot rough. Yeah. So they're not allowing. The California universities cannot practice. However, the NFL teams in California can practice.
And if they have the same access to tests, it just makes zero sense.
Well, it
In my
sounds like the
opinion.
Pac-12 is going to have better testing than the
Okay,
NFL.
well then it
Yeah.
makes obviously less sense.
So, to me, Larry Scott, earn your ginormous salary that's twice or three times the size of the other Power 5 conferences.
Larry Scott is the fucking emperor, man. He's
Uh.
Emperor Palpatine of the Pac-12. Like, dude, this guy, like,
Start making phone calls, knocking on doors, do what you have to
Yeah.
do to get those politicians to come
Yeah.
to come around on this. And I
Yeah.
know, again, hey, I get it. If you think it's not safe to play, I understand that. So I'm sure someone might be listening to this saying, you're putting the safety of these players at risk. Just to reiterate, I've said all along, these players are more at risk when they're not, in the football
And look,
under the long arm of the coach. And
NFL was not in a bubble. They had 0 positive tests between staff, players, officials, execs, everybody involved, and that's more than what will be involved in college football.
you feel an accountability toward your coach, your fellow players,
Yeah.
so you're less likely to go out and be an idiot. I know there have been some schools that have had outbreaks, but with the football team, but that there's going to be that here and there, but there's going to be that here and there whether they're playing football or not. So hopefully really it sounds like at least Larry Scott's passing the buck to the politicians, and they're so quick to make change, those politicians. But I don't know. I hope that something will happen. I would even if they could just get a 6-game schedule in, play the North, play your division foes, maybe one, a crossover here and there, play a Pac-12 championship, and then see what shakes out from there.
Yeah.
Get something done. It makes no sense. And again, I've said all along, I don't know why they came out with I think it was a 10-game schedule, and then a week later they canceled the season or postponed the season.
Yep.
Air quotes. I don't know why they didn't just go with a mid-October model the whole time. You could have had an 8-game schedule. I know I've said this on the podcast before. You could have had an 8-game schedule for mid-October to mid-December, and that's not a full season, but it's a good chunk. And you could you still have the Rose Bowl and the potential playoff and all those things still on the table. But they went like, I guess it's like they had a schedule and they're like, oh man, life sucks. Like it seems like they all just they just pouted and said, I guess this is never gonna get better, which is what we all do that a little bit. Like fuck it, like I'm never gonna be able to do this.
But you're a leader, like
I don't know what the hell they were doing. I hope they come around on this. They need to pressure those politicians. And do what you do. It all starts with money. Just talk about the money losses that universities are going to have. I don't know. Let's go. Let's play football.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
If the Pac-12 is the only Power 5 team to not play football this fall, this conference is never going to recover from that. It's gonna. We already have a soft, image for recruits.
Yep.
We're gonna lose all the recruits. I hate to do a sky is falling, but you better figure it out, or we're never gonna recover from this.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I guess some more positive news. Jimmy Garoppolo sucks at football.
He does.
I think we've known that, but here is just a little highlight from yesterday's game. Or 2 days ago, Sunday's game, if you missed it. They call this the Jimmy G triple spin. 1, 2, 3 sack.
Oh, nice.
Yep. That's just an example of one of many shitty Jimmy G plays from Sunday. Happy to see him not play well. But good news for the Niners is they just signed Mohamed Sanu, so now they have a better quarterback than Jimmy G.
He was a college quarterback, maybe they should put him out there.
He's like, if you look at his numbers throwing for the Patriots, he's like, throwing for the Falcons and then the Patriots, he's like 7 for 8 with 4 touchdowns or something. So yeah, you know, give him a shot. And they pretty much did the same thing by signing Jimmy G to that massive deal. He played like 5 games when they signed him to that deal. So.
The play at the end of that game that sealed it was former dog Byron Murphy breaking up a pass, and
love to see it.
Good job by him. I will say his coverage was not great, and the throw was to the wrong side. It was a poor throw by Jimmy G. A good throw, and that's a completion. And Byron Murphy's a little out of position on that.
Yeah.
But it's Jimmy G.
Yeah,
and he's shown no evidence that he's a guy that can come through.
He's the worst quarterback in the West.
Yeah, I mean Jared Goff. Jared Goff is not. I don't like him either, but if
you switch the teams though, like do you honestly think Jared Goff can do
I think Jared Goff would would perform better for the 49ers than Jimmy G is.
Wow. Okay.
I can't
Oh
stand
no,
Jared Goff.
yeah. There's been plenty of Jared Goff slander in this household. So
Jared Goff can do the job when things are going well. So
yeah, that's
if
a good
things
point.
around him are going well,
Yeah.
he can run a good system and get the job done. I think he would be pretty good in the 49ers system because they are a very creative running team.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't even have to do that much when you play for the name of the coach. I'm blanking on the coach again. 49ers head coach
Kyle Shanahan.
When you play for Shanahan, you don't have to win the game with your arm. You just can't lose it, and he's lost a few games now.
Yeah, for sure. Another quarterback that might suck, Tom Brady. I'm not going to go ahead and say, the week 1 takes will be flying out of everywhere, so you don't have to listen to us. And we did talk about this game a little on, by the way, Mondays and Wednesdays, I think, is our new schedule, maybe. Something close to that. We're going to be posting twice a week.
Twice a week. Yes.
Yeah, twice a week. The other one's going to be, it's called Seahawk Talk. It'll be mostly Seahawks, but we'll also kind of briefly cover other NFL things and, maybe some Seattle sports. Like when the Seahawks season, when they have a bye week, we'll probably talk about the Mariners and all that. Anyway, so...
But we can't help but talk about it a little bit.
No.
This is not the Hawk Talk one, but we're still going to have a little bit because we can't help it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but before we get there, Brady, with the pick six, ugly pick six, might I add, a game-sealing pick six, might I add, just like how he ended last season, 2 picks, 1 touchdown, and I don't remember the rest of his numbers. Wasn't great. To be fair, Drew Brees looked bad, too. I watched some of it. So he had some really inaccurate throws. It was very concerning. People are saying Taysom Hill is the best quarterback on the roster now. So I don't, it's one of those games where it's like, how do we feel after watching that?
Tom Brady is now on a short list of players who have had 3 straight games with a pick six.
Damn, I didn't know he had 3 straight.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I didn't realize that either. There's like 5 guys that have done it, and
Jameis
Matt Schaub,
on there.
I don't remember who was on it, but Matt Schaub has done it twice, and he has the record with 4 straight games. So he has a 4.
Nice.
Mickey Mantle, 56 game hitting streak. If he also had a 40, DiMaggio, sorry, my bad. DiMaggio with a 56 game hitting streak. And then if he had another 50 gamer in there too, that's what Matt Schaub has done with pick sixes. It's hard to throw that many pick sixes.
It is, yeah.
But Tom Brady, hey, maybe he'll tie him up. He's got a chance here.
It's hard to throw that many pick sixes and then keep your job so you can do it again.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane because he had to look okay at least in order to keep his job for that long.
Right.
So, it's very,
And it's interesting, so Arians first blamed Brady, which, that's like blaming Jesus for something.
Yeah.
You probably, Jesus didn't flush the toilet, Yeah. You don't blame Jesus, you blame somebody else for that. I think, but then he came out and said that Evans may have had the wrong read on an option route.
Okay.
But still, Brady, I don't think Brady liked that. Like he didn't. Like I'm just gonna guess that he didn't like that. So you wonder about I've wondered about their relationship since the beginning, just the way Arians can be, and yeah, I don't know. I think he needs more around him. I mean, I know he has some offensive weapons, but he needs a line and he needs a good defense. And I don't think he has that. And I said it before, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. So
interesting.
That's not an overreaction from week 1. I said that before the season started.
Yeah.
I stand by it. That being said, teams with new coaches and new quarterbacks are probably going to struggle more early in the year because there just wasn't time to work on things. So you're going to see teams like the Seahawks, really shine because they didn't change much in the offseason. So some teams will catch up, but I think Brady is going to be too far behind to get it done this year.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense. It would be really interesting to hear, I guess, what the storylines are as far as, we'll get into this in a sec, but Paul George started pulling out the excuses of,
Yeah.
and Doc Rivers started pulling out the excuses of like, oh, it's our first time playing together and all that
Oh,
stuff.
stop.
So I'm wondering if that storyline, oh, by the way, just a random question. There was a certain year that LeBron, uh, it was his
Lost
first
in the
year.
finals?
It was his first year on the Heat, and
Switch teams?
he did lose in the finals. It was
Yeah.
to the Maverick. I can't remember that. Oh, that was his first fucking year on that team too. So where was that excuse for LeBron? Anyway, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that excuse gets given to Brady or Brady tries to take that excuse if they don't make the playoffs, or will he just kind of walk into the sunset, or will he, will it kind of give him some extra hunger, and he has 2 years on his deal, so.
I will say people did talk about that with that LeBron season, but he did not. So guys like LeBron and guys like Jordan and real winners don't make those excuses.
Yeah.
They may make it behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
They may blame other people behind doors. They may say you have to get better. They may say things like that, but they don't say it to the media because they're not losers.
Yeah.
They are winners. So they at least outwardly take the blame.
And
Anyway.
also, did you know what Paul George said before the season? The goal is to win a championship. It's like, disappointing if we don't. And then this year, I think I have a tweet somewhere. I have a tweet somewhere that I'm going to pull up where he's like, I wouldn't say it was disappointing or something like that. It's like, how?
When you put together a new team, do they change the diameter of the fucking rim? Do they make the rim higher? Do they, is the court a different size?
Yeah, seriously.
So explain his shooting percentage to me.
Yeah, okay. So here's the quote. This is the tweet from Dan, I believe it's pronounced Dan Wojcicki on Twitter. It says, the jaw-dropping quote of the night from Paul George. I think internally we always felt this was not a championship or bust year from us. And that's bullshit. That's entirely bullshit. If you look at, there's endless tweets of just every ESPN analyst picking Lakers or Clippers versus Bucks, Clippers versus Celtics of course it was championship or bust. You're supposed to have two superstars in the best supporting cast of. Do you want to see another tweet? You want to see another one?
I do.
Look, okay, so this tweet, Hoop Central, 2019-2020 LA Clippers, arguably the biggest disappointment in NBA history. And guess what ESPN put? This is a graphic that ESPN posted. If you can't see it,
oh man.
If you can't see it, it's a graphic showing the 96 Bulls at the top, and they're kind of fading out, like they're ghosts. And then below it is this year's LA Clippers.
Right.
And I mean, obviously looking at it now, this is ridiculous. Yeah. But it's this team, this is obviously, you had championship expectations.
Of course.
No, this doesn't get posted about. The only other team to have this, are they the Bulls treatment, is legitimately the best team of all time in the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
So it's you can't just sit there and say that you don't have championship or bust expectations when that's what everyone else had for you. It's you don't get to set those expectations.
No. And I don't
know, man.
And you don't trade your draft for the rest of the decade.
They traded more picks to get him than he made fucking shots in Game 7. Do you know how bad that is?
He's a joke.
They should have kept. They might have won this game if they had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's on the Thunder now, and they had all those picks. They might have won this game without Paul George with Shai.
They certainly would have won. And if not this game, and one of the other four that they lost.
Yeah, and let's just hop in fully into Clippers talk now since we're already there. Yeah, so another guy we need to point at, Lou Will. Lou Will shot awfully. As much as, obviously I like Kawhi. I am a Kawhi fan. But, he choked. The last game he shot 6 for 22. He choked.
He had a terrible game.
I believe there were other games. And by the way, he was
inconsistent.
He was my player of the week, too, which was not a good pick. But, so...
Well, I think we all expected him to turn it on like he has in the finals.
Yeah.
And he was inconsistent. He looked great at times, looked average at times.
Not only did he not look great, he just looked like a guy out. He just looked like an average ass dude. He was swinging the ball. He wasn't taking control of the game. It was shocking to me.
It all kind of started with that moment in the bubble against the Lakers where he peed his pants.
Yeah.
in the final seconds. And that sort of defined their play. I mean, I know that they won some playoff games, but even their last series was shaky, right?
Montrezl Harrell was their leading scorer in this game.
Wow.
That's not good.
No.
You cannot win playoff games with Montrezl Harrell being your leading. I love Montrezl Harrell, but he is the sixth man of the year for a reason because he's the sixth man.
There's a quote here from Lou Williams saying after the game that the
Might
chemistry
come through on the podcast,
failed the
though.
Clippers. Remember,
We're hearing-
he missed the beginning
I don't
of the
know.
return to the
I
bubble
don't
because
think
of
it
that
will.
circumstance where he went to that
anyways.
club. What are your thoughts on what Lou Williams said?
Postseason, Lou Will averaged
I don't
12
want to hear that from Lou
points per
Will.
game.
Also, because even after that,
with,
in the
you know,
bubble,
one less-
he was sitting
one
up
less
there
assist
talking
as well.
about trademarking
And in this
some lemon
series
pepper wings.
specifically, hold on, let's click on it. In this series specifically, he shot, I believe,
She had shingles.
16
The pain, oh my
16%
gosh,
from
it was
three.
horrible,
He
and
shot
there's nothing you
35%
can
from
do
the
about
field.
it.
Actually, shingles can be
averaged-
prevented.
Shingles can be
what?
prevented.
Prevented.
Frank, getting you
Pause on
vaccinated.
that commercial.
Talk to your doctor.
Oh, I bet that's it. Oh, shit. Oh, no, I bet they heard all
They
that.
probably heard all that.
Okay, so you probably just heard a commercial for about 45 seconds. Sorry about that. What I was saying was Lou Will averaged 10 points a game in this series. Lou Will shot 16% from three and 35% from the field and played like dog shit. And that's supposed to be your scorer. That's supposed to be their X factor. Everyone was saying Lou Will's the X factor going into the season, even going into the playoffs, because he was, he's still Lou Will going into the playoffs. But for whatever reason, he might be a guy that gets amped off the crowd because he still only averaged 12 for the whole playoffs too. So yeah, this series was dog shit for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the Nuggets have some good perimeter defenders, but I don't think that's not an excuse to get half of your points per game and shoot 16% from three.
So the reason I picked the Clippers to win the championship, partially to annoy you because you want the Lakers to win, and I hate the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
But also I kept hearing, one of the people I heard talk about the Clippers was George Karl.
Yeah.
I kept hearing about how much depth they have.
Uh-huh.
And I kept hearing about the scoring off the bench. I mean, they had three guys that were combined about 57 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So they had three good scorers.
Yeah.
Who the hell are those guys? Because did they lose them? Were they
I guess.
injured? I didn't see them. I just, as I watched the game, I'm like, this looks like Kawhi and Paul George and not much else. I didn't see anybody. Nobody coming off that bench should have scared anybody.
Yeah. Well, and this is what we saw out of Paul George in crunch time. By the way, when Dame hit his shot on Paul George against OKC and waved him goodbye, Paul George after the game said it was a bad shot, which it went in. So
If it goes in, it's a good shot.
Yeah. This is what we got from him. Oh, off the backboard. So this guy said, "Yo, at Dame Lillard, is this a good shot?" And then he said, "Look good to me." And that tweet within an hour had 100,000 likes. And then also at Pat Bev 21, I guess I should extend this Cancun invite since I haven't made my arrangements yet. So if you don't know the backstory behind that, in a previous episode we talked about some Instagram beef that Pat Bev and Dame Lillard and Paul George got into after Dame did kind of choke against the Clippers in that game that they lost.
Some free throws, yeah.
But yeah, so after that, Pat Bev, made jokes that they're going to Cancun and stuff. And now, I mean, you lost a 3-1 lead when you were supposed to you were supposed to easily make it to the conference semifinals. And Luka almost took your ass to 7, too.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
A hurt Luka almost took their ass to 7.
Yeah.
And guess what? You can't talk about injuries because you were rested all fucking year.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they should have played Mr. October some more. Reggie Jackson.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, this whole situation is really, really funny to me. This whole situation is hilarious to me. But at the same time, it's like, I'm kind of pissed. Like, after seeing this series, I'm not confident that the Clippers are a better matchup for the Lakers than the than the Nuggets. I can't confidently be like,
no. If they're on their game, yeah, I guess they are. But
but you can't like. There's no proof that there will be.
No.
Or that there will be.
No.
So like, what was I gonna say? Something about Oh yeah, this whole situation is funny to me, but I am a little bit mad that that question might not get answered fully.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I still do want to see that play out, even if LeBron gentleman sweeps him and blows him out in the 4 wins he has. It's like I still feel like I want that answer because, you know, at the end of the day, you could always be like, oh well, you know, the Lakers match up with the Nuggets better than they match up with the Clippers, which they probably do, to be honest.
Right.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of want to see that. And then also, like, with the Bucks losing, I kind of want to see Giannis versus LeBron. But I don't think the Bucks are the best team in the East after seeing them play in the playoffs the last 2 years.
No.
So yeah, I think the Clippers and the Bucks are two of the most fraudulent teams of all time. And unless they can come back next year and answer for their mistakes, then, you know, I'm okay with this narrative being pushed of, like, you know, Doc's a choker. Speaking of Doc being a choker, this is Josh Smith. Josh Smith, he got traded from Doc Rivers from the Clippers and then came back 3-1 with the Rockets to beat them in the playoffs. And this is what Josh Smith posted last night. We've seen this movie before. In fact, I wrote the script. #BuyDoc, the 3-1 bum. Yeah. 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 So
Wow.
harsh feelings towards Doc, but Doc's the only coach to blow multiple 3-1 leads.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So, like, I don't know, man. It's like this dude won a championship in 2012 with, like, the first, you know, you could point to them as being the first super team. And, like,
Yeah.
and he just gets all this credit. And, like, what has he done since? What has he done?
I wonder if he will lose his job. He's been in LA for quite a while now.
He was disappointing with yeah, I mean he's been disappointing like many times throughout his career.
Yeah.
He was with Chris Paul and Blake, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't do jack shit with them.
Yeah.
He didn't even make the conference finals.
I like him a lot.
I like Doc. I love Doc as a dude.
Yeah.
I think Doc's a great dude.
I liked him as a player. I like him as a person from what I see on TV.
True. Yeah. I guess we don't.
The guy.
Yeah.
But I like the passion he exudes. I like what he's had to say about some of the unrest. Did I just say unrest? Just shoot me now. I hate that word so much during these uncertain times. I'm not a basher of his, but yeah, at some point, you got to pay when you don't get it done, and maybe D'Antoni will go there.
That'd be fucking crazy. By the way, I don't know if we talked about this. It's kind of crazy. D'Antoni comes out of retirement. It seems like just to run it back with the Rockets one more time because he feels like they have a chance, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm still not retiring, but I don't want to coach with you guys anymore."
He's like, "Do we still have Harden and Russ?"
Yeah,
I think I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm wondering, will he take a job with a team that doesn't look championship ready? I don't know, but I don't see why he would, and I don't see why anyone would hire him as a coach.
I think a mediocre franchise, like he's good at turning a poor team into a mediocre team.
Yeah.
A mediocre team into a good team. He's never done good to great.
Yeah.
He hasn't done that. I just don't think his system works for that. So I don't know, but yeah, so the teams that will hire him may not match the team that he's willing to coach. So we'll see there.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to coach those boneheads either.
No, I don't blame him. Yeah, I mean, I guess moving to the Celtics and Heat. Jason Tatum, I think we're both. I'm not like a huge Jason Tatum fan per se, but I think we both like him all right. I definitely do at least. So it was kind of insane to see him go like 0 for 7 with 1 point and 2 rebounds, 2 turnovers, or 2 fouls and a turnover in the last 7.5 minutes. It was, yeah, I mean, it was wild. It's not like he had a bad game, I don't think, right?
overall, I don't.
I thought he had like 27 or something.
Yeah, I think he took some tough shots.
Mm-hmm.
He took some very off balance and contested shots. At some point you got to make a couple of those if you're going to be a star. He's young, so he may turn that around. Kobe missed shots early in his career.
Yeah.
LeBron was considered a choker for a while because he missed shots and free throws here and there early in his career. So maybe Tatum will turn around like those two guys did. But he looked pretty bad. I don't understand. So the Celtics, when I've watched, are one of the best passing teams I've seen in a long time. They move the ball around the 3-point line, in and out around, and they until they get a good shot. Down the stretch of that game, and I've seen this from them a couple other times, they're playing like 2001 ball, 1999 ball, where we're gonna give the ball to Tatum and clear out, and he's either gonna lose or win the game for us. And number one, why are you going away? Why are you going away from your offense?
Yeah, I don't
and
get
running
that.
ISO. And two, Tatum, I don't know that he's quite that guy yet.
Here's the thing. This is like, I didn't realize how bad he really did choke. I believe if you take out his last 7 shots, he was 10 for 17 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3 with 14 rebounds, 5 assists,
Wow.
29 points.
It's a hell of a game.
Yeah, and then you go for 7 and it's 10 for 24. That's under 50%. 4 for 12 from 3. That's under 35%. And 30 points is great, but it's like when you take 24 shots, like you better be scoring 30 points at the end of the day. So,
and you're always gonna be remembered for what you do at the end of a game.
Exactly. Yeah. And obviously, Bam Adebayo with the block at the end. He's gonna be a great player. He already is a great player. He's gonna continue to grow. I believe he's very young still. I'm pretty sure. Jimmy Butler, just absolutely no pulse during clutch moments. Just ice cold. Doesn't give a fuck about anything or anyone at any time. Let alone just a shot when the time's ticking down.
Cold-blooded killer.
Yeah, I mean, he only had, I say only, he only had 25 and 5, but he was 2 for 3 from 3, 7 for 14 from the field. And you got Goran Dragic scoring 29, taking 19 shots. Like, they were leaving him open, and Goran Dragic can hit. So go ahead, leave Jay Crowder open for 9 threes. Let him go 5 for 9 from the field.
Right.
And I think it's safe to say that Jimmy Butler is the Coe endorsed officially.
He is Coe endorsed.
He's Coe endorsed.
Yes.
So I think we're both huge fans of him at this point. I've always liked him. I've always liked his kind of the dog mentality part of him, and but just like when you watch him play, like I didn't watch him play a lot. When you actually sit there and watch him play, watch the energy he brings, watch what he can do on the defensive side of the ball as well, then it's like, how can you not put this guy in your top 15? Like, top 20,
sure.
top 15 right now.
And then at the end of a game, maybe he goes into the top 5.
Yeah.
On both, when you consider both ends of the
floor. Like, who do you want on the court?
Yeah, I want that guy on the court.
Yeah.
I want that guy on my team.
Yeah.
He's gotten a bad rap at times for having an attitude, but I've said this before, but his attitude is based on wanting to win games and expecting everyone around him.
He was with the Bulls and the Timberwolves.
Yeah. So, a guy like him on a team that isn't doing well is he's gonna have a problem.
And the Bulls straight up chose a shitty ass coach over him too.
Yeah.
That was the Bulls' fault. The Timberwolves one is a little bit more, a little bit more gray area because like he was into it with Cat. And, like, I'm pretty sure Cat is, like, a little bit of a pussy. I'm not sure, though. But also Jimmy can be really harsh. And then it's, like, all the other stuff. They were losing and, And there was some, like, quotes that were misquoted. I don't know. But either way, it's, like, Jimmy very clearly just wants to win. And if you're going to fight with him, then he'll love you. And he'll, if you're giving your best, it's very obvious. It's like, just don't Just try hard. Just try hard for
just
Jimmy.
Want it as much as he does.
Yeah.
I think that's what he asked
I mean,
for.
that's like, Jordan said that he sometimes expected too much out of his teammates.
Yeah.
But he said ultimately he wanted them to want it as much as he did.
Yeah.
Which ultimately no one did. Which ultimately made him like punch a dude in the face and call other guys hoes and stuff. But no, but it's that same kind of, it's that same genetic makeup or whatever you want to call it.
You have to have leadership on the court. It ain't all about the head coach. So, like Doc Rivers, I mean, we can blame him, but who was taking control of that team?
Yeah.
And looking their teammates in the eyes and saying, "Motherfucker, play defense. Don't take that shot." Like, you need guys on the court, a coach on the court.
And you need the rest of the guys on the court to be able to understand where that's coming from and take it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was the case in Minnesota. So,
No, they expect to lose in Minnesota.
This is a Jimmy Butler fan show.
That's right.
This is,
Show endorsed.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess looking forward with this series, Heat win game 1, obviously 3 points in overtime. Jason Tatum goes in for the game-tying poster and gets stuffed. How do you feel, as someone that has the Heat going to the finals, or has the Celtics going to the finals? Did I pick the Heat to win this series? Did I pick the Celtics?
I think, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay, because I think
the Heat.
Yesterday before they played this game, I would have picked the Heat. I might have picked the Celtics with our original predictions, I don't know, but. How do you feel as someone that, I picked the Bucks, so that was just a fucking awful pick. Yeah. So, as someone that is not necessarily rooting, but you want your pick to pan out. You want your pick to pan out. How are you feeling?
Not good.
Not good at all?
Not good. I still, I think if the Celtics get back to their game, I think they should win the series. I feel like they have more talent.
Yeah.
I feel like their best player. We just co-show endorsed Jimmy, but talent wise, Tatum, is just a much more physically talented player than Jimmy.
And even you could argue that with Kemba. You could even argue that with Jaylen Brown almost.
Yeah. If you look at their rosters side by side, the Celtics are better, basically every spot.
Pretty much, yeah.
So they should win it, but I don't know that they're going to, because again, the Jimmy factor. I don't know. I don't know if they can overcome that. I think this is probably gonna go 7 games. I think it's gonna be a great series. But if it's game 7 at the end of the game, who's the man for the Celtics?
Yeah.
Well, we just learned that apparently it's not Tatum. At least it wasn't yesterday. So, and we know that the Heat have a guy.
Yeah.
Has.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's willing to do that and can do it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, especially with them already being up a game, it's hard to. How do you not pick the Heat now? But
seriously.
Wouldn't surprise me. The Celtics could get it going again, but man, yeah, the Heat continue to impress.
All right, yeah. So I guess actually, yeah, let's preview obviously the Nuggets and Lakers. So I guess we'll make our prediction, and I guess I'll just talk a little bit about what you think is going to happen. So for me, I'm taking LeBron in another gentleman's sweep. Actually, no. I'm going to give him 5. And, barring Jamal Murray dropping like 50 points, I'm taking 5. Get them in 5. And I just think, it's one of those situations where, like, who's going to guard LeBron? Obviously, you got Jokic versus AD matchup is great.
Right.
I think AD can definitely contain Jokic. I don't know if Jokic can contain AD.
Exactly.
And while you have decent perimeter defenders and guys like Torrey Craig, Gary Harris, and not even decent, elite perimeter defenders, I don't see how they could stop LeBron, especially when he's LeBron's not even the number one scorer on that team. So it's like you're so focused on LeBron and AD. This is a situation with every team, obviously. But, I think especially if the Lakers are hitting their shots, then I could see it being gentleman's sweep or I could see it being a straight sweep.
I'll tell you what I saw for the Nuggets that was a little bit disturbing. They looked way too happy to have won that series, and they should be happy.
Yeah.
They were down 3-1.
Yeah.
Amazing accomplishment. But when Jokic is saying, I will always remember these guys.
Yeah.
And Murray just looks beyond happy. If you're going to win that, I know they should have some time to celebrate it, but I didn't see, I saw a level of, gosh, what a great season. It was almost like past tense on the season.
Yeah, I know.
What a great season this has been.
Seriously.
So I'm a little concerned about their mentality going into it. Now, they get down 3-1.
Yeah.
You better not be sleeping, Lakers.
Seriously.
But I'm going to go ahead and call a straight get out the broom.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
this is what Jamal Murray posted on Instagram. It's a guy leaning forward in his chair with the video game controller. Like, that's when you get serious in video games.
Okay.
You start leaning forward.
Okay.
So he posted that last night.
So maybe he turned it back on.
Right after the win, 12 hours ago. So that was 10 p.m. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much right after the game.
Right.
He posted this. So
I just haven't seen guys look like that after getting, they haven't even they are now in the conference final.
Yeah.
I haven't seen guys act like they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
It was just weird. Like where I was like looking for confetti the way they were talking. And again, outstanding accomplishment. It was fun to watch. I will remember this team for a long time because of what they did, what they overcome. But I didn't like their mentality.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I think they're gonna have trouble. It's great that he posted that. I think it's almost like he realized what happened, but I don't know. Emotions are hard to control.
Yeah.
I think, I'm gonna call a straight sweep. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it goes 7 games, and I hope they beat the Lakers too. Because fuck the Lakers.
All right. I guess it's time now for our Mariners update. Usually in my notes it just says Mariners suck, but today it says Mariners suck. There's a question mark next to it.
Question mark.
Yeah. So I believe they're sitting hovering somewhere around 2 games out of the playoffs, which is fucking insane. I mean, they sell at the deadline and get better, which is pretty great. Ultimately, I think this team chemistry is so ridiculously strong. I showed you the video of Kyle Lewis robbing that home run.
Yeah.
What I didn't catch until later was if you listen to the audio, you can hear the dugout go insane when he catches it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're pumping in crowd noise, but it's the dugout. So not only, obviously you go crazy for an awesome catch, but they are all the guys that are riding the pine are up so hyped for their boy to make a catch.
That's
when
great.
they could be it's so easy to be jealous of Kyle Lewis right now.
He's not that good.
Yeah. And they are all in it together and they're all unified and honestly I think some of that could be owed to the Black Lives Matter movement because a lot of them have been posting a lot about it and kind of receiving hate and then responding back and having each other's back and you can kind of see see their chemistry growing on social media.
Okay.
Even before then too, they were kind of playfully tweeting at each other and now it's you can tell that especially the young guys, this young group of guys, they really do seem tight, which is awesome.
That's great.
I think when was the last time Mariners were like that?
No. I mean, they're always in transition, so
Yeah.
it's hard to be, but I think these guys probably feel I'm for the most part, unless you're D. Gordon, you feel like you're a part of something that's going to be around for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's encouraging. It's funny, so yesterday I drove my Jeep with no top and doors, around for a few hours, had some errands to run, went down to my mom's, and I felt like crap. I still feel it today.
Oh, really?
You worked outside all day.
Mm-hmm.
So the Mariners played a doubleheader yesterday in that crap. and so they ended up they called off. So or was that Monday?
That was
mean-
yesterday's game got canceled.
Yesterday. So sorry, I'm a day behind. So yesterday, and then they called off yesterday's game, and they're moving it to San Francisco. So I just thought that was. I don't know why they played a doubleheader.
It's crazy that
shit.
SF is in better shape. Although I guess like it's all city surrounding there, isn't it? Like there's not even.
Yeah, I know.
No, because I saw pictures
yeah,
of the
Berkeley was a freaking disaster.
Oh, it was Berkeley. Okay.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We have
I
family
just
that
think
lives
of those
down
being the same place, honestly, almost.
Well, they're pretty close together. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Mariners got postponed. When I just saw that it got postponed. ESPN sent a notification. They didn't say why. So I was like, oh no, we got COVID.
Yeah, we just always assume if somebody
Yeah.
dies, it's COVID.
Yeah.
Something gets postponed, it's COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there are other shitty things happening still.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was kind of weird that they played a doubleheader in that shit. I don't know, but I guess they're just trying to get games in any way they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's signs, and some of their most talented players are still not with the team.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know who's gonna pan out. There's a long list of AAA stars who failed in the majors, so we can't count on all of those guys to come through. But there's enough of them that I feel like at least some of them will be good players. So I'm encouraged for next season. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs or not, but I think they'll be in it. And then in 2022, if things kind of continue to progress, they sign a couple of bullpen guys. Maybe they need another starter. I don't know how the guys will come along, but I'm encouraged that this plan is working.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the first time I felt encouraged about this franchise for a very long time.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
All right.
But they still have a long way to go, and a lot has to happen.
For sure.
But they're trending.
For sure.
If it's a stock, I'm buying.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been tricked a couple times before, so this is not the first time for me. But I was a dumb young kid.
Yeah, I've been tricked too, and I generally am optimistic, but I actually see progress.
There's like a real path they're carving out for themselves this time. It's not just like, fuck, I hope this guy's good. This guy, fine, we'll spend some money. We'll hope he changes things.
He was good 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be good again this year.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. So,
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope they pull through and end, basically the century. Other than the first 2 years, they've been pretty terrible. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I guess there's only one thing that we could do at this point.
What is that?
I guess you can't. Oh, fuck! I deleted the file.
Oh no!
It's the clown music.
Oh, you deleted the. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be back. Yeah, it'll be back. Clown music will be back. God damn it! I keep accidentally deleting that file. Like I've done it 3 times already. So anyway, clown music. I don't know if you prepared one. I actually didn't. But,
a couple guys I could talk about.
I'm just going to go ahead and say Lou Will. The reason I'm going to go with Lou Will is because no one is talking about how he played like dog shit. Right. He's just getting a free pass for this. And it's easy to see why, because Kawhi played like dog shit. Paul George played like dog shit. But Lou Will played like dog shit this whole time. And in the first series as well. So
He had some good chicken wings, though.
He did have some good chicken. Man, Lou Will had a rough bubble, actually, now that I think about it. I forgot about that, too. No one's talking about how he played like shit. So that's going to be my clown of the week. I'm going to try to recover this file.
So I had a couple of guys I was going to talk about. This is not my clown of the week, but who's the Browns quarterback? I'm blanking on
Baker.
his name. Baker Mayfield. So that dude freaking has more commercials than he does wins.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of that
sound like
guy.
Colin Cowherd right now.
Do I?
You
That's not
definitely
good.
do.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna sound
like
him.
Colin Cowherd.
I don't want to sound like that guy. But I'm just, win a goddamn game. That guy's a bust. But yeah, I would, and this is a pretty obvious choice. But I got to go with PP.
PP, yep.
So
Gotta be
playoff
PP.
Paul. If you're gonna give yourself a name, you better live up to it.
Oh, yeah.
And he, had a couple games here and there, but overall was not
No, yeah,
the superstar he was supposed to be.
He was some hot, steamy dog shit.
When you trade your draft for the next few years for a guy, he better come through. When you give yourself a nickname, you better come through. There we go.
All right, yeah. Howard Schultz, Clown of the Week.
There it is. Yes.
Yeah. So, Paul George, that's an easy pick too. I mean, really, it's just pick and choose from the Clippers.
I mean, yeah, you could pick Kawhi too.
Yeah. Doc.
I mean, there's yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. All right. That is our Clown of the Week. I guess we'll move into our Player of the Week. Actually, let's go to the Lock of the Week first, because my Lock of the Week. My Lock of the Week is going to be the Celtics bouncing back, and my Player of the Week is going to be. It's going to be Jason Tatum. I'm going to take Jason Tatum. I think he's bouncing back.
He's coming back.
Yeah, I'm calling the bounce back from J-Tay. Yeah. I just came up with those both right now because I forgot to think about them before the show.
Job.
But I do believe in those. So, yeah.
So, I'm going to go with an NFL player for the Lock of the Week because, they
Player or Lock of the Week?
Lock of the Week, NFL. Because, the NBA still hasn't brought back my Sonics and fuck Howard Schultz.
Yeah.
Fuck Howard Schultz.
Fuck Howard Schultz.
I think he probably created COVID.
Probably, yeah.
Sure. I think he put it on Starbucks cups, and that's how people actually get it. I don't think enough people are talking about that. Anyway, so my Lock of the Week is, for some reason, the Eagles are 1-point favorites over the Rams. And the Eagles are terrible. Their quarterback is lost.
And the Eagles are terrible. Yeah, no, they're bad.
They're awful. He got sacked. Carson Wentz got sacked 8 times.
8 times.
I think that guy, he's just, like I said before, he's a shot fighter. He doesn't, he's lost it. He's been hurt too many times. So I like the Rams getting a point. I think they're going to win that game outright. I know it's in Philly.
I like that
but,
pick.
they're not going to be booing Santa Claus in Philly right now.
Yeah,
so.
No, I like that pick.
Yeah, to me, I don't think the Rams are that great either, but the Eagles are fucking terrible.
I can see the Rams having a little bounce back. Usually a team loses a Super Bowl and it causes them some issues the next year. So I can see that being a bounce back team.
The Rams are I don't think they're gonna be great. I think they're gonna be in contention for a playoff spot all year.
That's where I think it's about where I am too.
Yeah. My Player of the Week. So I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to look at Player of the Week. So you could do the obvious, like who's just gonna score the most. But
yeah.
I'm looking. This to me is a little bit more of an X factor pick.
Yeah, Player of the Week is very subjective.
Yeah.
So
this is a guy that I think people will be talking about. Oh wow, he had a nice series, and I'm gonna go with Rajon Rondo.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Not William Rondo, his brother who got kicked out for talking shit. By the
like
way,
him.
William Rondo is a funny name. You go Rajon and then William.
Yeah, how does
Old
that
Bill
happen?
Rondo.
Yeah, Billy Boy. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. But yeah, I just think his quickness is going to be a factor. He's actually shooting the ball at times.
He
really
is.
Well.
The last few games I noticed he's shot really well.
I think he's got his legs fully back under him now. I think he's going to be a problem for the Nuggets.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, we all know. I mean, hey, Davis is going to get his. LeBron's going to borderline triple double every game. Like we all know that. That happens every goddamn game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but I think Rondo will be, kind of the third wheel that makes a big difference in this series.
Interesting. That's very
will
interesting
be a
pick.
4-0. No gentlemen. There's no gentlemen in here. Get out the broom. The Lakers, as much as I hate them, will sweep the Nuggets. But I'll be rooting. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I want to be wrong very badly.
Well, I hope you are right. Well, actually, not necessarily. I hope that they sweep them. I just hope. I want LeBron to win. Yeah, I'm fully rooting for LeBron, but also as a basketball fan, it's like I want to see it go 7. Just for basketball's sake.
Sure, yeah.
But then again, I also said the exact same thing about Clippers Nuggets, where it was like, oh, well, I want the Clippers to win, but I wouldn't mind it going to 7 because I figured the fucking Clippers would get it done. But
think so.
yeah. So other than that, I mean, do you got any more thoughts on week 1? Anything going into week 2 of the NFL? Anything about this or last round of the NBA?
Well, I'm as we talked about in the last podcast, it's going to be really fun Sunday night football. With the Seahawks and Patriots. The Bill Belichick is the devil is still alive.
Yep.
The Terminator's still alive. And Cam Newton again ran the ball 15 times, which is one of the most in his career at this age.
A lot of kind of late scrambles though there.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. He only threw the ball I think 19 times. So I will be now. The one thing that I was thinking about, that we've got Jamal Adams, but Bill has seen Jamal.
Yeah,
they
true.
Play in the same division, so he knows plenty about Jamal Adams. But him against Cam on those scrambles.
Oh man,
I'd pay money to see that. I think that's going to be fun to watch.
Hell yeah.
But we'll see if Cam makes it to his 3rd game this season. It's funny. I think a lot of the new coaches and quarterbacks struggled last week, except for the Patriots. I mean, they were playing the Dolphins, and sorry, Geesh, but the Dolphins suck still. But they kept it pretty simple. They had him run it. That was a pretty simple game plan. So can we stop him? Can we hit him? Can we knock him out of the game?
Can we stop him?
So it'll be really fun. I think that matchup between Cam and Adams will be really fun to watch. Expect a couple of big hits there.
Yeah, definitely. Quandre Diggs in there too. He's a big hitter. So
yeah,
and obviously Bobby. But yeah, I mean, you got anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, with that being said, go ahead and subscribe, please. Drop a like. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. We got his ebook on Amazon and the hardcovers on Lulu.com. Shout out to anyone who's still listening or watching. Don't really know why, but you're dope.
Thank you.
Peace out.
See ya.